Hello, am I live? Can anybody hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? God, I put makeup on. I still look scary in this picture. Say hello if this is going live like it's supposed to. I believe it is. I'm not sure. Anybody there? Say hello. People watching? Just anybody type in hello, I'm here. Okay. Okay, great. Somebody's here. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm Ellen Crimi-Trent. If you don't know me already, I'm just going to do a live painting tutorial, just demo how I paint intuitively. Some spring florals today. I'm going to flip the camera in a couple minutes and show you my supplies and where I'm going to paint. I'm actually holding it right now because I haven't quite figured out how to put it on the stand and then flip it and whatnot. So, hi. So I think I have a thing over there. I don't know where to touch it on the comment section that's highlighted. If you can highlight, I think I have to set that up later on, but it's some kind of comment thing where you can highlight it and I can see it better. Anyway, I'm just going to get going, and now that people are here, hello, I'm going to flip the camera and show you my supplies. This is my studio. It's kind of messy. I have my printers back here that I print out from, and some abstract paintings that I have over there. And then I have a whole other section all that way. So let's get started. I'm going to flip this camera. Ah! Okay. I'm going to put this on my stand. So right here I have the arches paper that I talk about that I have all the time. This is a 10 by 14 inch pad. It's a loose pad. It's not one of those other ones that are glued down. The glued down pads are great if you're doing a lot of wet on wet. But I can always tape that down too, and that will work just as well, and it's a lot cheaper. Let me see if this lighting is any better. I got like 4 lights. You would never know it. So that's the paper I'm using. And I have my brushes. I always show you guys on the side here. I kind of don't know what I'm going to use until I'm doing it. It's kind of painting intuitively, you know, just kind of winging it. I'll have 3 water jars up here. You can't see them in the frame, sorry. I have to get one of those concoctions where the thing's higher, but right now it's what I have. This is the palette. Now some people have asked me, what are the colors? What are the colors? I have a palette tutorial that I did. It's in my videos and shows the paints that I use. I just buy, for you guys, I'm just using the cheap Cotman watercolors and some Artist Loft watercolors and some Dick Blick watercolors. I don't think it's fair to do beginning tutorials and using fancy, you know, watercolors. There's a lot of them and they're real expensive. I do, though, only use Holbein gouache because I find that's the best gouache. And I picked up some new colors this week. I have a burnt sienna, some like iridescent pink, a different green, and this the kind of mauve purple. Let me see, where's that purple? It's this one. It's just a permanent violet. And like I said, these are just cheap from Michael's. They'll do for the tutorials. If I was doing something for, you know, selling or fine art, I'll use a little more expensive stuff. I still like the Holbein. Other people like different types of watercolor. And so for today, I am using, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm just a little discombobulated. Reference. I love going on the Instagram Farm Girl Flowers. Have you ever seen them? And I liked this picture for the composition, like how they did the bouquet, like see how it's cascading down like that. So I thought we'd do something like that. I'm necessarily not doing these flowers because there are a lot of yellows, which are nice and springy. Then I also printed out one of their pink tones. You can look at the pictures for the shapes of the flowers, the colors of the flowers. If you don't know what color palette to do your flowers in, just go on Nature and go on some floral designer pages. Sometimes if you know, you can ask them permission to use their photograph for reference and they don't mind. I'm just using it for the composition of, because I don't I'm not going to do a lot of yellows. I want to do some pinks and some purples, some greens, but I just liked how it's cascading. So I'm using it in that reference from that way. So to get started, I started mixing up some of this. It's yellow, this yellow here, medium yellow with some red. It's a little bit orange. I'm going to put in some rose in there. And I always start doing the flower first, and then add in leaves, and then flowers, and then add in leaves. That's kind of how I go. And this is a green that I already had mixed in. It's just a bunch of different colors. I'll throw in some hooker's green. And I have 3 containers of water because you want to clean off. You want to keep one that's clear, and then the 2 you're getting all dirty when you're cleaning off your brush. I'll mix in some of this medium yellow, so it's more like a lime green. I'll throw in some burnt umber, so it's getting a little more olive. The purple, it's kind of hard to see in the frame. I'll usually have my purples over here mixed in. It's kind of messy looking. Sorry, but that's kind of how I like to work. And here's the rose. I'll kind of keep that kind of putting a lot of water in here. If you're working with one particular color, you want to mix a lot of it. What's I say? Tonight we played Hero. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. All right, so I'll mix that up. So, to begin, I think I will grab this big brush that I have. This is a Princeton Neptune. I also have a tutorial on my favorite brushes and how I use them and how you can use them. I've shown a tutorial where you show this beautiful... The Princeton Neptune series is great. I have a few of these. See? They have just this great oval, big fat body one, this little short one. And the Velvet Touch series, I have a few of those. Some here. I think there's another one. I can't seem to find it when I'm looking for... Oh yeah, here we go. I have the filbert, the long round, and the 5 round. These long ones are great for pointy, using the point, and has a good belly to it. So we'll be using some of those. I have the Grumbacker that I bought that I use a lot in my videos. It has a nice rounded tip from Michaels. It's fairly inexpensive. Okay. Nowadays, you're going to have to buy everything online. You have to spray it outside. It's just crazy. Okay, so I'm going to get my brush wet. I get it wet. I damp it. I'm going to grab this peachy kind of color. And I'm just going to kind of like, I might throw in like I saw in this picture, like this color in here and this cascading, but I'm not going to continue with yellows. I'm going to adding more pinks. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't see that. Have you tried their aqua? I don't know. Sorry, I might have to fix my phone so I can read the comments. Let's see if I can fix that without sacrificing everything. There we go. Now I could probably read the comments better. Central Massachusetts, well, hello. I'm in the South Shore. Lockdown city. Everyone's got me so paranoid about shopping and whatnot. Like, my girlfriend texted me, and she knows who she is. The person who's the breadwinner shouldn't go to the stores. I'm like, oh my God, this is the kind of crazy life we're living right now. I don't know. So then I just threw in, it's like an oval. I mean, it's just a simple rose. So I just basically, as you saw, kind of circulated around like this. That's like a big rose. Peachy. And I think I'm going to throw a smaller one up and over here. So this brush, I'm just pushing down and pulling up. And just going around in a circular motion, hitting some of the areas and not all. Since this is still damp, as I've shown you, you can go in and add some Here I'm going to mix the rose with that medium yellow. And I can just go in there and just dab in that deeper tone right in the middle and let it bleed out. And it has a nice effect. And now I think I'm going to add another pink tone up here. I'm going to make a tulip. I'm just going to do a loose one. I'm going to grab this pink. See, this picture didn't... Well, did it have a tulip? I think it did. No, roses. So pretend that those roses are tulips. Ah, Italy. I feel so bad for you guys. My heart breaks for you guys. I love Italy. All right, so we're going to do a simple tulip. I'm just going to push down like that. Like that. See? This brush is great. Like big fat old flowers. I think I'll do another one. I'm going to have it like it's almost like bending over here. See that? Just 2 simple lines. And you can go in later and add in the part in the middle. So you got 2. And then you can go in and it's fairly wet still. So I wouldn't add in some other tones to it right now. It's just going to bleed. And you want to add in some nice lines and some detail in a bit. Okay, so we got a few tulips. I might want to throw in a third. And I'll put it down here. Like I said, I'm winging it. I'm looking at that for composition. I kind of want to cascade it downward like this. So I'm going to have the tulip. They don't have tulips in their picture, but I'm just remembering how I paint my tulips. And they don't have to look perfect. All right, so I might add in some yellows at this point. And since I don't have much room to show you the yellows, I'll just take my paper towel and I'll wipe this color away. And I'll grab the yellows. That's the medium. I'm sorry, this is the light cadmium light yellow, Artist Loft, and then I have the medium one. Thank you. Thank you, Cindy. Yeah, you notice in my frustration that it seems like viewership has been really down, so I think instead of me doing tutorials every day, which takes away from work, I'm going to limit it to, whoops, see? Live tutorial. But what do we do with that situation? Oh, I gotta love it. Okay, so it's a little watery yellow. I'll just wipe it up. Put water on it and wipe it up. Look at that. It's like it never happened. I love it. All right, so I got this yellow. It's really bright, and everything else is kind of nicely pretty muted. I'm going to add on a little of this burnt umber just to tone it down a little bit. That was fun. I'm generally a klutz anyway, so you can go in and add like see, it's still bright in my opinion. I'm taking some of the burnt umber off because I don't want too much brown in here. Okay, make like a poppy up here, a yellow poppy. And that's just like, see, I'm just pushing in paint around. It's nothing really fancy. We'll add in details later. Love that you craft like me, go with the flow. Yeah, I'm so professional. I just knock the paint everywhere. And then I'm going to put another one over here. Hey, when you're live, you never know what happens. That's a sign that you should not cut back on tutorials. Well, it's a lot of work to do it every day, and it's, you know, it has to make sense for me work-wise and whatnot. It was great in the beginning building up my channel, but now I think, okay, I've got 4 million clients breathing down my neck. So I, unlike many people, work at home. So me being home right now is a normal day in my life. And just because I'm home doesn't mean I don't stop doing what I'm doing and creating. So I added some yellow to that rose, as you can see. Spaz. Yeah. And I'm going to make another peachy, kind of like another poppy. one over here. Yeah, spaz. I'm actually generally not that klutzy, but I have my moments. It's a little orangey. Gonna add a little more of that rose in there. And I'm just pushing these. I'm still using this brush. I don't know, I'm attached to it right now. I probably will switch it out in a bit. Just a flower. I mean, it's a made up flower at this point. I'm just putting that in there. Now I might put in, they do have in this picture a daffodil. I probably might put one of those in because I want to balance with the yellows and the pinks. So you have 3 pinks. I'll probably do 3 yellows. I'm affectionate in the body of klutz. Yeah. And I'll put some more yellow over here, so I'll do a daffodil. So I'm going to grab some of this yellow here. And I put a little medium yellow in there, as you saw, and grab a little burnt umber. You got to tone it down. It's kind of a constant battle between, is it too yellow? Is it too orangey? And then I'll water it down to keep it lighter. And then I'll dab it in my paper towel, as you see. And I'll just go in and start flushing in the daffodil, which is basically like a U. See that U? But keeping the oval part open. And this, oh, I'm sorry, I switched my brush. I didn't even tell you about it. I'm using the Princeton Velvet Touch number 8 long round. I need to sleep less. No, that's not. No. That's probably why I'm always healthy. I sleep a lot. I need my 8 hours. If I don't get it, I am nasty. Okay, so then we're going to do the petals that go behind the daffodil. Again, we'll add in the details later. It's behind this flower, as you can see, and we'll put it like that. Now it's a lot different than theirs. I'll have to add in some shadows. The medium yellow with the burnt umber. Just throwing it in. And it's bleeding in a little bit. Throw some in over here. All right, so we'll keep continuing. And at this point, I think I'll still do some more flowers and then I'll start adding some greenery. I want to add in some brighter pink. And just throw that rose right in there. And the crimson. So I had some tones similar to this one, as you saw, peaches and yellows. But I want to throw in some of these really fun, bright pink guys. And those look like, some look like open roses, and I don't know what the other flower is. But if this is a made-up flower, that's fine too. I don't even care. Or it could be just a poppy. Maybe throw like a poppy in here. Since it's darker than this rose, I can go right on top of it. Watercolor is not one of those paints that you can do that with, like unlike gouache, acrylic, oil. I have a gouache tutorial. I could do more of those. I painted gouache forever in my life. All the years I lived in New York City, and worked in print studios. That's what I used. So now we got these pretty, my last live I had all blue tones, cool colors. Now we're doing all the hot, warm tone colors. Pinks, the oranges, the yellows. So going from cool to hot. And I'm a fire sign, so hot is good. And I think we're in my fire sign now, right? We're in Aries yet? Are we in Aries yet? Yeah. I'll be celebrating my birthday in quarantine. Crazy times. Like many. It's kind of sad, though. I feel for all the kids missing out on special events right now. So now I'm going to add some greenery. The seniors, my nephew's a senior, the seniors in college, the seniors in high school. Well, more gouache? All right, I could do more gouache. I got lots of gouache. That's all I ever did for 12 years. So I'll do more gouache. All right, so now we're going to add some greens. And I'm going to do that cascading leaf that I showed you. These fun little leaves. These are easy to do. Mixing up the green, as you see, I'm mixing all different colors. The burnt umber. Happy early birthday, I'm being quarantined. Yeah, we all are. What is gouache? Gouache is opaque watercolor. I can pull some out. I'll show you in my, I'm going to knock something over, I know it. This is the brand that I love. This is the older tubes. Oh, this is what they look like now. They changed. This is how old these are. The packaging is now this. This is Holbein gouache. They're a little bit fatter than watercolor tubes, and it's opaque paint. So people painted with gouache for a long time, especially people who are doing designs for printing and books, because it's opaque, and so it's has that look of like silkscreen, which is very flat, and then companies could easily make screens from it and print from it. So now I'm just using the this long round brush, just taking the tip and then pushing down and pulling up. Oh, you're welcome. So that's what gouache was. You know, a lot of people use gouache for that. There was a lot of commercial. I mean, I was doing a lot of illustrators use gouache for that reason. Of course, now with printing, it's not even a question. You can do anything because of the digital printing. When digital printing came into effect, I mean, to have a company take a watercolor and do all the screens for that to print on something back in the day was so much work. I mean, I never did it. I did one for one company, and it was just like, wow. That was acrylic. So you're doing separate screen separations so they can print. And now everything's so digital. And she worked so hard. Now she's not getting... I know, but you know what? Something good would come from this. Maybe the kids need to learn a lesson. I have a lot of kids, and I know. I'm not going to say who. Even my own son, I'm going to yell at him all the time. You're a little entitled. You need to come back down to ground zero. Back in our day, we didn't have all these. So that made this green more brown. Gouache doesn't bleed so much, right? Well, no, you can make gouache turn into watercolor. How much water are you sticking into it? I can actually show a tutorial on that. The gouache is very versatile, way more so than watercolor. So I'm sticking some greens. I'm just mixing the hookers, the medium, the burnt umber, getting this between gouache and acrylic. Well, acrylic. Gouache is water-based. Acrylic is not. So acrylic is permanent. Gouache, you can get water on that painting and it's destroyed. That's a big difference. And oil, same thing. So you're done. So gouache, I don't know if I have any gouache paintings to show you. They're in my drawers. But so I'm just making some leaves for the tulips. Throwing some of those in. Throwing some stems in, these flowers, and some leaves for the roses. What watercolors I showed you in the, like I said, I told in the beginning of this live, and it will be, once the live is done, you'll see it again. But I have a palette tutorial, and I showed you, I just used Cotman and Artist Loft watercolors for these tutorials because it's supposed to be beginners. If I want to get into the Smith and the other watercolors, then we're not talking beginner watercolors, we're talking more expensive ones. Enjoy some gouache tutorials, all right. I can do those, that's easy. It's a no-brainer. Doing that for so many years. You want to hear a funny story? See, I'm just adding leaves. I worked for gouache for years, and when I started licensing my artwork, I remember showing companies some of my designs, and one company, she was such a snob too. Of course, I don't even think they're in business anymore. Oh, we don't take artists that work on computer. And I'm like, it's not a computer, it's gouache. And another fabric company, I won't mention their name, but they're actually not even in business anymore, wouldn't take it the same reason. And I'm like, it's gouache, it's just, I'm like, that's hilarious. So then when I worked on the computer, they would take the stuff. How do you like that? They wouldn't take it when it was painted, but they took it when it was an actual computer. So I just, like, you can't win. Okay, so I'm adding greenery. Yeah, the pinks and greens are great. Here's the tulip leaves. I'm just building it. And I'm going to, like, see, I'm trying to do that cascade effect like that picture showed. So I think I'll take just the burnt umber itself. Fairly loose. I'm going to change this up. I have a couple of prints that I sell on Etsy that have this kind of look to it with the cascading. I'll just take it, hold the the paintbrush like this, and I put my pinky down like this to keep it up and off the page. I just pull it down like that. And by the way, another trick, which I mentioned in the last one, which I'm doing right now, how I can see what you're saying, is I'm standing up. If you have a hard time painting loose, this is the best trick. So now I'm adding some branches off of that. Yeah, karma, well, you know, there's a lot of snobs. Some people are still in business. It's hilarious. I got so many stories. Everyone's a know-it-all until they aren't. I know people that in my business, they're like, I don't know why you go on that social media stuff and all that crap years ago. And I told them, if you're not on social media, you're dead. And they just laughed at me. And guess what they're all doing? So, whatever. I like to keep current. Although my TikTok is terrible. All right, so I'm mixing more greens here. This is the medium green, brighten up the green. I'll take my crappy brush. You don't want to really use your good brushes too much. If your paints are fairly wet, it's okay to mix, but I'm grabbing the medium yellow. I don't want to wreck my good brush. So I mix the medium green with this light yellow to get it like a lime green color. And I'm going to add in some lighter tone greens here. I'm going to pull my page up and down here. And I'm just putting in some simple swashy little leaves. With this grain paper, it's great. So if you see like, see up close, this mark, see how it's got this dry brush effect. I love that. It's more natural. And you're just moving around the page, just throwing it in like that. Don't get so wrapped up in, see, got that cascading thing going like I showed you. I'll put some out here. And I said standing up helps out a lot, helps you loosen up. Excuse me, goodness. Breakfast. I would love to see more contemporary impressionist acrylic rose. I know everyone has all these call outs, but like I could only do what I could do. Okay. We'll see. I can't get too demonstrative of what I do because I can't have people copying my stuff and then my clients are like, what? So I can only show you certain things, techniques and whatnot. But I can show you some other things. So now I've added this rose again on top of that tulip, getting the details. And then in the back of the tulip here, kind of is actually looking more like a different type of flower, but I'll fix that. And same thing over here, a deeper tone of this rose. And then here, and then in the back. I'm sorry, I missed that last question because I was concentrating. So I like to use the tip of this, just, I call it feathering out, just pushing out the paint. And you're not hitting the whole entire petal, just hitting the sides, a little bit of the middle, a little bit of the back. And I'll keep adding because I see right now, which is great when you're standing up. And if you're looking through a camera like I am, you can see what you're missing. It's all obviously looking very flat right now. And you have to add on the deeper tones to really pull out the flowers. Still, I've added this tone in, it still seems flat to me, and this one seems flat. So as that one dries, I'll move on to these other colors and come back and go on and add more tones to that. Same thing with these yellow flowers. Got to add some medium yellow and then some burnt umber. It's thicker, creamier texture, any texture, quality of paint, not so loose. So it'll come out a little darker and a little deeper. And I'm just going like, as you can see, kind of like a motion. And then I'll use a tip and I'll go put in some lines. And little lines on the bottom here. Just shake it. And just change it up. Got to get used to not putting so much paint everywhere, just in certain areas. Thank you. Sending over here. Since it's not as wet, it's gonna hold. And I'm just doing this like this, as you can see, shaking kind of situation. Using the tip, pushing down also. And I just go in certain areas, not all of it, some on the outside, some on the inside. Same thing with this daffodil. I bled a little bit too much here. I'll go in and add some tones to the inside petals. Something's bothering me about that daffodil. Make the inside even darker. I'm going to grab that medium yellow. It looks kind of like orange. Teeny bit of burnt umber. That's too much. Take that away. All right, there we go. Still looking a little brownish, so I want to get more in the orange family. I'm going to add some medium red. There we go. Going to fill that in the center. All right, I'm sorry I've missed some questions. And I'm going to add in, that's all dry. These are all dry over here. I'm going to keep building up. So that's like a peach color. If I'm done using my yellow, which I think I am, I can build up that peach color. I'm going to add a little orange. Highlights on the daffodil. Doesn't have to be serious. So I'm going to add this color right here. I'm going to add a little of this rose. Get at that peachy color. And I'll dab it on my peach. How is your marine doing? Oh, he's doing great. He's holed up in his base in his room. I had the weirdest dream about him this morning. I told him. I had a dream that they sent him home just for, like, he doesn't start his marine classes, whatever, till May. I had a dream that he sent him home until then. And he came home and he was 2 feet shorter than me. He was like, whatever. And I told him this morning. I was thinking about him. We miss him. I'm hoping to fly out to see him in the summer when everything's all over with. Hopefully. I know he wants some company. I know it's crazy, right? He's probably like, he's 19, he'll be 20 in April, and he's probably like, whatever, Mom. You're weird. We're so weird to our kids. Not that I ever said that about my parents, right? No. My dad is a fine artist, and he had sculptures in the front lawn. Yeah, that's how I grew up. And all his artist friends like had set things in my house. I had this big, huge wooden sculpture crane in the living room, this funky wooden chair. I'm like, yeah, we're a normal house. Okay. And to keep adding, okay, that's the deep rose. I'm going to go in and add some deeper tones to this one. I'll keep pulling it out. It's funny when I'm looking at my page as I'm painting it, it seems pretty dark. Oceanside, California. Ah, I'm so jealous. But I don't know if you guys can go to your beaches right now. Any suggestions what the easiest flower to teach my grandchildren? Well, a daisy. A poppy's kind of like a daisy. I mean, you got that simple blobs, you know, and then you just add that black circle with the halo, and then just do little dots around it and little stems, which we'll do in a bit. they want to get like more fancy. So then I'll add the deeper tones into the tulip here. Thank you. Athens, Georgia. Yay, Georgia. I used to go to Atlanta a lot for work. Monterey, California. I'll hopefully be going there in the summertime, if not the fall. Looking forward to it. I planned on going for Mother's Day, but that didn't happen. Kentucky, wow. I have actually never been to Kentucky. I've always wanted to go to the Derby. I go to visit my friends in Saratoga Springs to watch the horse races there. All right, so I'm adding these deeper tones in. Have you been to Scotland? Nope. Lost my way with painting. Yeah, well, everyone's kind of depressed. You just need to pull yourself out of that funk. Pennsylvania, wow. Scotland, no, I've never been to Scotland or England. I've been to Italy a few times, France, Vienna, Washington. Where else in Europe? Pretty much it. Oh, sorry, Barcelona. I want to go back badly. I've actually really, our 25th anniversary is in October, and I want to go to Greece badly next summer. I have always wanted to go to Greece. Prosper. Okay, so I'm going to add some more over here now. I'm going to grab some of these greens. And actually the burnt umber. Make another stem over here. Texas. Oh, wow. All over today. I have not been to Texas either. I've been to Utah, California, Florida, Louisiana, New Orleans many times. That's a fun city. Going to grab the same color here. I'm going to water it down. I'm going to put some of that kind of color tones down in here now. And see, I'm just, with this brush, a little more pointy. So you're going to have this pointier kind of petal. I'm making it look sideways. So just going to pull it like that. Alaska. Now, I have never been there either. My brother and my sister-in-law and my nephew went for the cruise. Was it last year or the year before? They loved it. Arizona, another place I have yet to go. I have to go traveling. Well, when my youngest graduates from high school, I certainly will be doing that. Canada, wow. Everyone's all over the place. I love it. That's why I love the internet. Spain. My husband wants to live there badly. In Mexico. He's in the wine business, which is not good during quarantine. I have to stay away from it. I'm actually on the wagon right now. I have to really get my butt in shape. Okay, so I added some of those, and now it's kind of killed my cascading effect, so I'm gonna have to add some more down this way. Portland, Oregon. My brother and sister-in-law and my niece and nephew moved to Bend, Oregon from LA last year. They love it. I have yet to go out there. I hear it's amazing. I was thinking maybe when I go out to California, I might take a little quick trip up there. So now it's kind of went from this cascade to a little morph, which is okay. Who cares? I'm having fun. Ohio, was it Ohio? And we have sunshine. Yeah, we have rain today. I think we'll see sunshine this weekend, maybe. I don't know. Massachusetts is blah right now. I hope everyone's staying safe. All my friends in New York, some of them lucky they're actually working. They have been working out of town since this whole thing began, so they are not there, which is great because he has asthma and that would not be good. The paper is a 10 by 14. 10 by 14. This is the Arches one I use. This is the pad size. It comes in a 9x12 too. I just ordered some from Dick Blick yesterday. I think so, yesterday. So I'll probably get it Monday or Tuesday. So I'm adding some more leaves. Put some in here. Spain. Oh, it's raining. Wah. Now, Seville, that's where all the orange trees are, right? We had a record-breaking streak. Yeah, see? You guys got spoiled. So now I'm going to add some cascading leaves going down, and the stem for this one. Attaching that one. Just pushing down and pulling up. Oh, it wasn't Albert. Oh, wow, Canada. Yep, from all over the world. We're painting from all over the world. So I had intended to make this cascading picture. It's kind of morphed. And that's how life works. Sometimes the best intentions get changed, and that's how what's going on with us. We just make lemonade out of lemons. You know, I work with the computer a lot too. Don't worry if you're late to the party. And I could take this design and I can go in Photoshop and I can just take out areas I don't like and turn it into a whole different design. So again, I'm mixing, you see me constantly mixing this hooker's green. Sometimes I use the sap green with the burnt umber and getting the color grain I want. And I'll just keep going over that. And putting in some leaves where I feel like it has some holes. So it's starting to get a cascading effect a little bit. Just got morphed off here a little too much. If I got rid of that, you would see that. But that's okay. Like I said, doesn't matter. Just having fun painting. Orange grows. I have to go see that. Have to. And bring my paints. I mean, I loved when I went to Sorrento in Italy. All the lemon trees. I make the limoncello there. The lemon trees everywhere. And Capri. Another beautiful place. Gotta get back to Europe. Our intention was to move to Europe when my youngest graduates high school and live there for a while we're still move. Now I've added some learning. Not bored yet. Yeah, watercolor isn't boring. Like I said, I've been doing this for I think 3-4 years now. Watercolor. Yes, the dark works. It get even darker than this. I'm making the lime green here, and I'm throwing some of that bright lime green in. You want to have many different green tones just to pull out the nature. And I'm just dabbing in, as you can see, just this greenery, just pulling it down. And filling in some, I can just go right on top of that and just fill it in certain areas. It feels like there's this holes, white holes. What I would give to live by the beach quarantine. Although some people were out of control with that, so maybe not. All we can do is go on walks. All right, so now I'm going to add, I'm seeing this, again, have to add some deeper tones in these oranges and these pinks. It's this peachy. That's the rose with the medium yellow. I'm just going to go in. It's a little dirty. I'm going to make it brighter. So this is not too watery. This is what we call creamy. It's wet, loose, but not super loose. It takes a while to get used to watercolor. I tell people practice, practice, practice. If I showed you some of my beginning ones, like, well, actually, like I said, you can see them on my Instagram. When I started doing watercolor, at the beginning of my Instagram. You have to scroll all the way back. Granted, though, I have been painting since I was a kid, so it's just picking up a different medium and playing with it. And then I picked up acrylic paints again. I had, like I said, I had been painting gouache, doing commercial work for, I want to say like 15 years or so. So I'm adding in these deeper tones. Primarily gouache for like say 15 years. Okay, so that brightened that up a bit. I'm going to go up here and fix these ones. If you hear any crazy noises, it's either my dog barking or my husband and son making noise. I have a home studio that was the garage we converted. So if there's banging going on upstairs in the kitchen, you'll know why. So again, I'm adding in the deeper reds, still going back over the tulips where I feel like it's not dark enough. Just building and building until I feel satisfied. That tulip is looking a little funky, but that's all right. You might need some dark shadow under here. Probably shouldn't have put the pink next to the pink. I could go in and add this color and change it up a little bit. You can take the yellow itself. Isn't that a little trick? Take the yellow itself and go over the color, and then you've changed that, obviously, to orange. How like that? So it's a pink orange. And then I can mop it up. I can get really wet and just keep mopping it up. Might want a different brush for that. I'll grab this small little stubby 8 Princeton Neptune. Yeah, you guys should play with that. There's an abstract demo I have on my channel, and I show you how you do that. You paint one color on top of the other color. So here I'm mopping it up. So I've got clean water on my brush, and I'm mopping up this color because I'm like, wait a minute, that's too pink next to a pink. That's not going to work. So I'm mopping it up. It's getting lighter, as you can see. I'm getting even lazier. Just go in and take that paper towel, push down on it, and take it up too. And then I can go back and take this paint, yellow, and now we're getting like a bright orangey. So I changed that up, which is good. Now you can see it better than this one because you were not seeing it, were you? It was too similar. You don't want to have them too similar. I'm going to let that one dry now because it's getting too overworked. I'm going to fill in the poppies. You can use green, brown, black. Put a little lime green in here. Let that dry a bit. Down in here, might grab the black. Again, just putting in the black with a little halo. I'm going to do that down here. And then I can put, this feels a little wet. You hear that? Sounds like my dog. I show him a lot in my Instagram stories. Brady Thomas, named after the infamous Tom Brady here, who has now left the Patriots. So I'm adding in the black for the poppies. So like I said, this is an easy one for you. Someone had mentioned, what can I give my grandchildren to paint? Daisies are good, but these poppies are good because they're like blobby, and they can add in just deeper tones on the outside edges. You throw in the black center, and then I do the little dots on the outside, like that, and I can just have the stems attached from that inward to the center. You never hear anything? Okay, I hear it all. Medfield, yeah, that's not too far. You guys are all, everyone's all up quarantined. Quarantined. I have friends getting me paranoid about our shop. We're going to go shopping tomorrow. I'm doing it only once a week. And my 16-year-old's not happy because he's out of all his snacks. I only have one teenager at home. I can't imagine some of my friends who have more than that are eating them out of the house. My girlfriend told me her sons are home eating her out of the house. Okay, so I'm doing the same thing with the orange. Doing the little dots, adding the little stems, connecting to them. And get that like poppy effect. And then for this one, I might, for the yellow ones, I might not make it black. I might do more brown tone. Yeah, so boy, you know that one, my guy just plays video games. Sadly, that's what the boys do. It's like, what else am I going to do? Just makes me nuts. I'm like, read a book. I tell my girlfriend's like, have him read a book. Have you met teenagers today? Yeah. No. That's not going to happen. The husband, yeah, my husband's home making my house a mess. Video games. What else are they going to do? Boys don't want to do anything. And his brother's a Marine that's far away, and he can't be with friends, so... Yeah. It's, you know, what else are they going to do? I scream at him all the time to get off this stupid thing. We actually made him go driving and made him go out for a bike ride. We're horrible parents. Get your butt outside and get some fresh air. Because God forbid he take a walk with his parents. It can't be seen with us. We are cringy. So I'm adding like this green tone and brown to the other ones out here. Yes, parents are always cringy. I remember I was a teen once. So I'm getting almost close to the end. I'm going to add just a few of these darker rose color to this end of this one. And I think I want to add some, I don't know, I'm pulling it, I can't pull back. Yellow up here or pink. Maybe some orange up in here. Like I said, I like to paint intuitively. Sometimes I do have a picture that I have to go by. I do a sketch and an idea. And I think up my colors first. Hello, everybody. So we're going to do some orange ones up here. Just these little blobby, I don't know what I would call these little blobby flowers that I like to do. And then I might balance that with some down here. Just loose, easy spring florals and pink tones. You like blobby flowers? Yeah, blobby flowers are good. Blobby flowers, that's the name of them. Blobby flowers. And I'll add in some deeper orange on the bottom of those blobby flowers. And then I'm moving it down here. Like I said, it's hard because I can't get it all in the frame. Now the roses are looking too flat, so I got to go in and fix that. I can still use this brush. Grab some of that orange. See, I'm just mixing the paint together here and getting that blush color. And I'll dab it. And I'll just go on there and throw in some strokes. Just like that. This has a nice belly and a good tip. Just some curved strokes right in there and some on the bottom. Thank you very much. And I'll do some up here. I don't even know how long I've been on. Probably forever. But this video will be up. Power of the blobby flower. Blobby flowers are good. That's what we'll call it. The the blobby flower. So then I pulled out that rose a little bit. So for me, the tulip still seems flat. I'm going to have to grab some crimson and really get that in there. So have you ever seen parrot tulips? Those are really cool. Again, put this in here. Grab some more of this crimson. We still got to fix that bad guy over here. Remember him? That I didn't like the color? I'm calling it him because he's bad. All the guys are always bad, right? Okay, she could be bad. She's a diva flower. Throwing in just some bright tones over in here too. So, like I said, I'm standing up. Standing up really helps you loosen up. It does have a cascading effect. I did achieve somewhat of that. Thank you. So when you stand up, you really get more loose than you would be sitting down. And you can't see the whole picture sitting down, really. I used to do a lot of live tutorials on Instagram like this. Again, I'm mixing, as you see, brown umber, medium green, hooker's green. Got this brownish green. I'm just going to throw in the branch up here. And actually, I think I'm going to make black in there. I feel like that's just getting so blah with the color. Needs a punch of something. Dark branch right there. And I'm going to balance that out with making this one darker down in here. And then something really dark over in here. See how that you get that dark color, which I showed you in the rose tutorial? It's pretty popular. It just punches up that light rose. What will you do with this painting? Well, I sell them, or I will actually either sell them, which I will do. I sell any of my tutorials anyway. And I will probably scan this in my computer and manipulate it and do something with it, design, and send it over to my clients. If you leave my about page in my not my Facebook, my website, I design a lot for home decor industry. Like some of my stuff is in Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Hobby Lobby, Kirkland's, place like that. And then I design fabric, paper, goods, stationery, plates, name it. I think, of course, you can't go in the store. My flamingo is on paper napkins and Home Goods. So I don't know if people will get to it to see it because the stores are closed. So that's what I'll do with this. I might turn it into a print and sell it on Etsy. That's what I do with them. If anybody's ever interested in buying or purchasing a painting that I've done, let me know. If it's not listed on my website, or if I haven't posted it on Instagram. I pretty much sell a lot of the stuff. It's rare that I keep it. Yeah, see, just adding some darker tones around those roses, just to pull them out more, because they seem like you can't see them that well. It's a constant manipulation of figuring out what should go where. Am I overdoing it, which I feel like I might be doing right now? And I'm adding in the little line details with the roses, the darker green. I feel like this guy is floating. Let's give him a stem. There we go. And maybe a leaf. But then I don't want it to overpower this cascading effect. Again, it's like stepping back, and I see there's a hole in here with this tulip. So pretty much almost there. I think I painted an hour and bored you guys to death. That'd be a long video. you see, you're just playing around. There is no, some really limey green flowers. Rhyme or reason. Never bored. Well, I think it's long. It's like an hour. So when I post this. But you get what I'm doing here. I'm just dabbing and constantly pushing and making blobby flowers and whatnot. And I think I'll throw in a red flower over in here. Bright red, almost like berries. Throw some of that over in here too. Nobody walking the beach either, I know, because you can't, because those spring breakers. Oh, kids. Kids. I don't get it, man. I found out in my town, someone was posting on the Facebook page, there were kids having a party, and some of the kids, oh, let the kids be kids. I'm like, are you? I'm just like, okay, if I live next door to them, I'd be calling. And all the cops can do is tell them to go home, which is what they should be doing. Stay the beep home. So there we go. I think my blobby. I think we're done for the day because I've been here chatting and mumbling for an hour. And anyway, this will be up on the YouTube site, so you can go back and look at it and listen to my babbling. Oh, we didn't fix this guy. Okay, I can't leave you with this guy hanging here, can I? No. Let's fix him. So I changed that one up. And let's go in and add red. We destroyed it, and now we're going to fix it. It's still looking similar. I think I shouldn't have put a flower on top of a flower, but that's okay. Go in and add maybe some brown. Red and then brown. Just get that. It's got to just pull out. There we go. That looks. I'm killing it now. All right. Looking a little better. Can't win them all with the flowers. All right, I think what the problem is this little hole right here. We'll fix that. There we go. There. Now it doesn't bother me much. And I'll add in a little bright pink in here. And here. Oh, Baton Rouge. Stay safe down there in Louisiana. Worried about you guys. Everyone stay safe. Just wash those damn hands. Everybody wash your hands. Maybe this will make people wash their hands finally from now on so people don't get the flu. Jesus. I'm like psychotic about it. So, you know, my kids know I call the hand washing, screaming it because, you know, boys notoriously, men don't really wash their hands well. So I'm like, you wash your hands as soon as you come in from school or whatever you're doing. They know. That's probably why they're healthy. So let me take this off so you can see the full picture. I'll have to remove my little stand. Oh, sorry. Live tutorials. There it is. There's all my little brushes and stuff over there. And there's my messy paper towel. That is the final piece. So we got this cascading effect. A little madness over here. Like I said, we really got a cascading one. But that's okay. So, I hope you enjoy this. I had a great time chit-chatting with you guys. This was fun. I think I might try and do some live tutorials weekly. There was a button on the side that I had like set up for, it's like kind of Patreon kind of button. There's a little dollar sign where you, if you put in like a $2 or whatever, it highlights it so I can see what you're saying. And those people who do that and put that question in get answered first. Like I know a lot of people do live tutorials that way or live feeds that way because it's easier to see. I try not to be like, I don't want to be like a money grabber. It's just easier to see those. That's why they have it set up that way on YouTube. But anyway, I haven't figured that crap out yet. So there you go. That is the live tutorial today. I can figure out how to stop this thing. Thanks guys so much for stopping by. Let me see if I can flip this. Okay. I'm just terrible at this. I hope you have a fantastic day, and please stay safe, and I will be seeing you soon.